Just when I was about to go right to bed, they brought me right back in with brand new updates. Not only did Killer Instinct Gold release on Nintendo Switch Online tonight, May 16th in general, but Nintendo has updated their websites with more information, not just about their Super Mario characters as we're seeing right now with a whole bunch of new renders, but also with the Nintendo Switch 2 free updates list. Good evening, Source Gamers, it is me, Phantom Z2, and tonight, well, whenever you happen to be seeing this, since it's already 10 p.m. as I'm recording, we've got some new Nintendo news to deliver right to you. So to start, as you can see on the home of Mario, the Super Mario franchise, we've got a whole bunch of new renders for Mario, Luigi, and various other renders here, such as one that you may remember from the Mario Party. I believe this is Star Rush? Mario Party Star Rush logo, or the accompanying to Play Nintendo logo. Or not this one though, as you can tell by the lack of detailed hair texture. But for instance, if we go to the About page, we'll see some new renders such as this one, which I believe is from Mario Party 9 if I'm not mistaken. Super Mario Run over here, a little tiny Mario over here, Mario holding a Koopa shell, and as you can see, that hair texture, the kind of hair that swerves back to behind his ear. And as you can see for comparison, here are his other renders from previous titles that clearly did not get the same upgrade that these renders here currently have. And we can see some more if we go to the characters section. So for instance here, we've got the brand new Donkey Kong design up in full display. Now, not all in full display on its own, as it's covered by multiple other Nintendo characters, but each other Nintendo character here has something to show, with Mario having an updated render as we've already discussed, but now Luigi, Yoshi, Wario, everybody here has something new to show off. And for instance, if we go to this list of characters, we can also see who we talked about earlier today in a short, Diddy Kong. Now, as you may be seeing, he's turned to the left side, whereas in the render that was on the Nintendo Switch news article, he was faced to the right, which means that this is a second render, a second brand new render that we've seen of him today. As you can tell, this time he doesn't have a pin because it is on the other side of his cap. But now we're able to see Diddy Kong in full display here. And of course, we've got everybody's best boy Luigi, everybody's favorite, everybody's #1 player too. But that's enough of the Mario render talk, because now we have more important things to talk about. The free updates for select Nintendo Switch games. A majority of the Nintendo Switch library will be playable on the Nintendo Switch 2. However, for Nintendo's own titles, many of them will be receiving updates, which are now listed on this webpage. Now, all of these updates will be available on June 5th, 2025. So, immediately once you get your Nintendo Switch 2, if you happen to be getting one on launch day, you'll be able to play all your old titles or brand new old titles with improved frame rates, resolution, HDR support, and or game share capabilities. Let's start small and then go bigger. Game Builder Garage will add support for Joy-Con 2's mouse controls. However, the support will most likely not allow created games to utilize Joy-Con 2's mouse controls, likely just limited to navigating menus. Something like this would be perfect for Super Mario Maker 2, eh? Nudge nudge wink wink. But no, Super Mario Maker 2 isn't on this list, so don't mistake this as me saying it's getting an update. As of right now, it isn't. Regarding Game Share, these titles will see added Game Share functionality, allowing Nintendo Switch 2 owners to play with other Switch 2 owners locally and over online, and Nintendo Switch 1 owners only via local. The titles are as follows. Big Brain Academy, Brain vs. Brain, will see 4 players in party mode. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, with 2 players able to play every course. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, where 4 people can play up to 34 games, but they don't specify which. And Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. The base game will see 4 players able to play together, and Bowser's Fury will see 2 players enjoying the fun, one as Mario and the other as Bowser Jr. Similar with Odyssey, 1 player will control Mario and the other will control Cappy. As a side note, Game Share will be free for all Nintendo Switch 2 owners until March 31st, 2026. After that point, users will need a Nintendo Switch Online membership to utilize it, similar to how they would need a Nintendo Switch Online membership to play games online in the first place. For frame rate improvements, we see my favorite game on this list, ARMS, receiving optimization when 3 or more players are fighting, thus making Party Crash matches run as smoothly as 1v1s. However, with it also saying, even with 3 or more players, it sounds like the game in general may run past its 60 FPS limit, hitting 120 frames per second. And for the big one that many people were curious about, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will also receive an improved frame rate. Although the image clarity is also better, the game's visual direction will still be what it previously was. Although the image clarity is better, for anyone expecting the game's visual direction to be changed, It will not. It will stay as it previously was. Second to last, every title previously listed except for Big Brain Academy and Clubhouse games will see optimized visuals for both the Nintendo Switch 2 and high-resolution TVs. In addition to those titles, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake, and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe will also receive optimized visuals. And finally, the titles receiving HDR support are ARMS, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, Super Mario Odyssey, and both previously mentioned Zelda titles, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and the Link's Awakening remake. Remember, to utilize the added HDR support when docked, your TV also needs to be an HDR compatible display. One more final thing before we go. The list of compatible Nintendo Switch titles to be tested was not updated tonight, but Nintendo has stated via the website that the scheduled update of that list will also be within May. So we'll see you then. What Switch titles are you looking forward to playing on your Switch 2? What did you think of the new Mario renders? Like the video if you did, subscribe for more videos in the future, and always remember to return to the source.